Do it again.
B.
Do it again.
Okay.
You gotta do it again.
Yeah, do it again.
No problem.
Thank you.
Welcome everybody to Awesmic City, December 10th, 2013, here at Maria's Taco Express. And we'd like to thank Aaron for setting up the speakers for us tonight.
Yeah.
And we're ready to go.
Ready to go.
With the man himself.
The man himself.
That jolly elf.
Jolly elf.
Thom, the world poet.
Tell me this is where I work and had a name once, but I have to change it because people knew it too much. You know what happens when people know too much? You have to kill them. Too much information, you know. So last night I was at rehearsal for Ciao, which is on Sunday. We're all going to be on Friday together, and we've got Sunday if you're up for it. But this is one of the ones I did after a 9th century Irish poem. This is mine. The bite of apple seasons. Cool chill, now ices wedding cake night. Slices of time arrive like leaves. Party guests strewn post-celebration spring, falling down and apart with crinkled personalities. Bent out of shape, grumpy, sweaty and withdrawn, 'tis the season to be indoors. Stoke the fires of passion until light arrives in candles and smiling sunshine. Gifts will change hands and colours, faces being red and ruddy, green mistletoe circle over doors like holly. We are as the seasons are, bent and crinkled harvests, hauled in and stacked in beds awaiting dreams. Light will arrive when she will. We will align ourselves with new sidereal time and change moods as well as costumes. On the cusp of midnight, find us changelings, hunger for a brighter future, promise visions. Feel as well as see these seasons within, as they change names and partners in this dance this evening. Hey! Yep.
Thank you, Thom.
My pleasure, Mum.
I'm reading tonight from a wonderful book called Christmas Carols for Cats.
Oh yeah!
Yeah.
It can't be bad.
This one is called We Wish for the Family Goldfish. We wish for the family goldfish. Why in a bowl and not in our dish? We wish for family goldfish to bring us good cheer.
Oh yes.
Of longing we sing for food to appear. We wish for the family goldfish to bring us good cheer. We long for the hamster squeaking along to his house we're sneaking. We long for the hamster squeaking, a snack we revere. In wonder we sing, why live food is here. We long for the hamster squeaking, a snack we revere. We're sick of the budgie chirping, we eat him and I'll be burping. We're sick of the budgie chirping each day of the year. That food that can talk, we do not hold dear. We're sick of the budgie chirping each day of the year.
Yes!
Yay! And now the very musical, the very wonderful Scott Vanya.
I need you to say.
She's pretty good. Oh, I'll just play. I'll talk about
What's happening?
brushing tangles out of my daughter's hair.
Yeah.
Another would be watching my son with his 12-year-old enthusiasm, disregarding what I say,
Yeah.
which is a very warm thought. Sitting on the patio of Mario's Taco Express,
Yep.
listening to Silent Night play on the stereo.
Did they?
It played earlier, but I think at that point it might be inside, so my tiny mom's basically
That's all right.
out of whack.
It's the first time I've seen
We got a Spartan Friday coming up. We'll see if we can drop a few droplets in the water tonight to get us motivated for Friday. And maybe the feast we share every night will carry us through the day. Sounds like a little hot. Sounds a little bit like 2 minutes. I think it's a little hot. Had a motivational thought the other night. It's not the last. Yesterday. I visualized myself walking into a restaurant. The host comes up and says, "Table for one." His usual table. The one we always have waiting for him. The host sits me down. I eat till I can't eat anymore. He says, "No one's waiting on you." This is a restaurant you never have to leave. But anything you don't want, you can take with you in a little dog bag. We suggest you share what you have. What I want to share is my love for poetry, for the human experience, for buzzing strings, for all the little accidents that happen. Thanks.
Oh yeah.
Scott.
Great, Scott.
Great, Scott.
Great.
Great, Scott. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Well, next is our own Benjamin Franklin.
Now, Benjamin.
David Lester Young,
Yes.
who is providing
Yay.
wireless microphones for us.
Yes.
What a guy.
What a
David
guy.
Yes, Lester Young.
Yay.
Not Yester Young, he's today's Young. Well, you can try.
Really good song.
Sonic, I don't go anywhere.
Oh,
Hot off the presses.
All my
Vintage bouquet. Wilt thou flower a vintage bouquet within your poet persona that has weathered affluent aging so majestic within a vintage bouquet? Where writers wrinkle thoughts that are set adrift poetic perfection, sensing sensual solitude in rhyme wrapped packages, sharing a time warp peaceful presence. Poetry's wildflower blossoms so pure inside the tranquil heart, where inside the quill harmony, heartbeats are set aflutter in livid imagery that alliterates alike the bright melody, prancing in reflective reflections of lyrical composition that composes a poet's soul. To be that inspired, free-spirited poet that will take paths less taken, who will challenge the status quo within an inherited independence creed, that will never surrender a poet's free will, but demonstrate the true grit, precision of PowerPoint penetration, pronunciation in the poetic mastery of vocal vocabulary that makes vintage wine that savors the poetry. The greatest gift has to be to create seedlings from within the mind that transplant into readers where it germinates to spread creative roots within another generation that will age with poetic pruning, where they create another vintage. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, David. Okay, I think Anya's getting something to eat, so we'll go to the top of the list.
Top of the list.
Thom,
Here we come, here we come. I know that. Well, when Nelson Mandela became head of South Africa, he had two poets at his inauguration. One was for his tribe and the other was for the nation. Now, there's a man who loves poetry and is poetry, 27 years in Riker prison. So this is a two-part for him. Tribe of shadows, yes, you know them. They smile like Mirror Lake sky stars. One falls, Nelson, long expected Mandela. Bundled like blankets in winter's embrace, we stumble bee honey heavy among drowsy flowers. Music begins. When it stops, we start. Leave a space for him. I saw you dancing in the meadow by the warm gas light, even the mountain murmur thanks. There is only ever, never, and forever, all wrapped in paper from replenished forests. These were seeds of songs you planted long before. All the secret worlds know your public name. All the private worlds seek your secrets. Easy, the dance of stars. Because to every cause we need a face. One human being like that lone man in Tiananmen Square. Julia Butterfly living for a year in a tree. Bradley Manning. And many of our heroes get punished. Whistleblowers, jail, journalists shot. Nelson Mandela, he suffered a lot in order to bring equality and humanity into a split and broken nation. Like Gandhi, there is no saying how long and how effective his changes. Yet to stand up to tyranny and power with dignity and respect, to never let violence dictate your response. He gave his time, he gave his light for all the people in his life. His light is universal. Thank you, Nelson, our wise elder. Thank you.
Okay, Thom, the world poet. I did this one at New World Deli last night, and it seemed to go over fairly well. Many years ago, there was a man named Merv Griffin.
Oh yeah, Merv Griffin.
An afternoon talk show, and his announcer was Arthur Treacher, who was an old English character actor, who appeared in a couple of Shirley Temple films, among others. Seemed to always play a butler in his movies. And every Christmas, he would do this kind of grinchy version of a Christmas carol that you might recognize. You'd better watch out. You'd better not cry. You'd better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list and checking it twice. He's going to find out who's naughty and nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. He knows when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. Boy, them doors help out.
They do, don't they?
Really help.
And the heater, it keeps the heat in. It's really good. Troopers, mighty troopers.
Christmas. Give me little letters and notes. Send me a million
time for our own Benjamin Franklin.
Yes,
David
Benjamin.
Here's David.
Come out in England.
What was the last line you read?
We're not just
The last one I said,
The last line.
ever more like you, I'll be ever more like you, I think is what I
also
said.
came out on the website in Cornwall, Australia.
I thought you said something about being more like you.
Huh?
I thought you said something about being more like you.
Four?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, you said more like you.
more like you.
I've seen this one kind of laying in a pile.
Cornwall.
It's actually a poem that I wrote 15 years ago.
This is in some of
It's kind of amazing how your verse will change over a period of years. That's why I kind of normally date it my poetry. And this is from October of 1997. It's called The Transformation of the Puddle. Let me create the magic inside you of images that float within your blessed mind. Let me make the transformation of my poetic pictures into your soul to fly the skies in static charges, to storm into you in the power of words done so right. Let these words bounce around within you on breezes of your own thoughts, to create the lightning to envision so much more. Let create the puddles to reflect on your own image. I looked into a puddle, and my reflection winked back at me. So serious a face first appeared. As the wind blew a smile across it, somehow the years did not show up. How things seemed to disappear. Was this a fountain of youth? As I watched, we became frozen in thought. And the wind blew away the remains and waited for spring to revive the image of one looking for another reflection. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's David.
That will be quiet.
Now we have Sylvianne with us.
Yay, Sylvianne!
Yay, Sylvianne.
Wait, what are you saying about me? I'm not that slow. Come on.
Sorry about that. I assume everyone's shorter than I am.
Subliminal is it?
Oh, well, she did just like the force. Computer down there. No. Okay, I can only find two that I haven't read in a long time. This one's called The Manic. Chasing stars in faraway galaxies, circled the moon, obsessively driven to her cosmic goal, only to lose direction as the sunset blinded her, fell suddenly into the solid brown earth, found her wings gone, became an earthworm, grounded, felt the pain of a suffering humanity, shouting out between the trees, emerged a daffodil. One day she will fly again.
Yay, fly again, daffodil! Yay, daffodil! Pop up.
And don't worry about reading old stuff. I do it all the time.
Don't tell
Long
anyone.
times me
We'll
home.
consider them your greatest hits.
So what about him?
Yeah, what about him?
Okay. Again, I think it's time for Thom.
It's that time.
It's that time. When Thom takes the stage
Crap, Tom.
I'm
and
trying
the
to.
line disappears
That was my diet.
into the dark.
So I was having this conversation this afternoon, and it went for hours, with this person who said that the reason there's past lives is that we live in an eternal now, and that everything we've experienced, we've actually experienced before. It's just recognizing it again. And I think that's ridiculous. Because I mean, I tried to live in the now, but it's gone. I mean, that was
Never
then.
after.
That was then. So anyway, so I wrote this really long poem about the really long conversation. It goes like this. Have you ever repeated patterns in your life? Itch to change does not make change. Only a new pattern takes away that itch. In less than 7 seconds, displacement via Archimedes gives room for new choices to avoid that chain of reaction responses predictable as cause and effect. Death is boredom. boring poetry. Life gives options. You have 7 seconds to change. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Once upon a dancer with a spin and a leap and a high-no, she was asked to speak yo rap art hip hoppity hop. And she said, as she spun, hey, this is fun. Silk threads, wormholes, unthread, unspun, until unctuous uncles cried, everything, everything. This backwoods village where Deja met Vu and found they were related, where gossip glued all suburban fences together, where small married smaller to make smallest, where intelligence fell to the bottom of the gene pool, where emotions recycled, divorced and remarried, where compound marriages magnetically aligned, where lost souls met at bus stops and exchanged wheelchairs, where parking meters gauged attitudes and fires selected their victims, where consciousness could be imputed to fairy dervishes, always rushing to urgent appointments with pinheads. Here, another tree falling in dark space. Hey, I said that!
Hey. Outfit. You like this outfit? Hey, he said it. That's okay.
Yeah, some cold weather poetry here. Sketches. Shadows and patches sway on the frosted window pane. An abstract play of swatches projected through moonlight. Translucent chill incarnate drifts across the membrane of flickering twigs and leaves. Beneath an old glass, breathed on cold glass. Sepia puppet silhouettes gamble over the icy film, the partition hoarding warmth against the elements, while I, snug inside my bundle of comfy bedclothes, view the wintry panoply insulated from that harsh world. Thank you. Next up, Scott.
Hey, Scott.
Anyah.
Yes, he is. Uncle Vanya. Russian. Oh, thank you.
No day lasts forever. And indeed, in this single moment, I can see all the others. There have been times, for me, I've been plastered on the wall on the back of eternity by that same one exploding. Is that the one the flower grows out of? Is that the one the hungry child begs for food on? Is that the one the lost soul finds himself? Is that the one between a finger and a guitar string? The one all the wars were ever made on? The space in the mind of the painter when he paints? Sometimes I don't want to. Just the in-betweens, for me at least. The ever falling into the afterward. The fact that tomorrow something happens that affects today, that yesterday is just a dream away. The thing that makes the light beautiful is in it I can see your face. I can hear the sound. Any sound. It's the one the Scottish bagpipist plays. Called Today.
Kitty cat. Did you see the cat behind you?
Come on, kitty cat.
This cat right there, just behind you.
Yeah, that's the Maria's Taco Express kitty cat. We had a toad here one time a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh, she's coming
A
back.
frozen toad.
Yeah. Well, next up is our Benjamin Franklin and David Lester Young.
Wow. It is.
This poem here is about somebody who lost a close lover. Alone without you, the Grand Canyon lays bare before me, a great divide without your presence, sweetheart. You fill in that empty void that again has been stripped open among present tears. While you look down to comfort this soul, one quakes, shivering inside, feeling so alone. While in the illness did part a lifetime love devotion, that this heart today wails inside misting emotions. I miss you, sweetheart. Angel, please watch over me. Give me those special love signs that will bless my daily presence. Where in aging memories we walk hand in hand together. That within eternity, sweetheart, I will be with you in our Garden of Eden, looking over our children. Thank you.
Yeah.
Next thing up. Okay. Anyah, are you about ready, or should we skip?
Oh, she's so ready.
Yeah.
She is ready.
She's ready. She's ready. Everybody's ready.
Born ready.
The founder of this very
born
event.
Right.
That's right. She was born ready. Miss Anyah Deshawn, everyone.
All right. Would you like to amplify?
Fonty, it's been a year,
Yeah.
and my dear Cleopatra, my cat, transited last year. And so this is a poem that I really couldn't read last year, and so I'm able to read it now.
Woo!
And this was what I had a really nice burial place with Our Lady of Guadalupe in there, and I mean, it was really great. Somebody helped me prepare it. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. To the next level in between, in heaven, Cleo's soul do we trust. She has lived long here and taught me to love where there was fear. Her constant companionship to be with me at all times, her shield and crest is virtue she has earned. Virtus laudando. With us is virtue. She always knew how to heal, and when things got pretty rough, she'd purr her way through walls and of my pathetic stuff. Her grace and beauty is etched in my heart. Her little cat voice answering in conversation, I would start. She answered so intelligently, we always understood no matter what was said, it would all turn out for the good. It would all turn out for the good.
Yeah.
She followed me everywhere like the lamb did follow Mary. And in the garden now she rests, watched over by Mother Mary. Let your angel wings and diamond diadem crown glow. Your memory is with me always and will lead me wherever I go. I love you, dear little Cleo, like no one ever could, and I will speak to you in dreams, like companion angels would. Holy Trinity in heaven, give her a special task to live her new life in glory. That for her is all I ask. Amen, and sleep well. I'll be watering your garden. I'll be watering your garden.
Yeah. Twice.
Oh, I lost a cat recently too.
Dig
My
that.
orange tabby has not come back since the heavy rains in October.
And I would say that that when on video, that when you're reading a poem, you know, if people have to cough, just pause, read it again.
Oh, okay.
That way we can edit it, because if not, it just cancels out the word.
Okay.
And that's okay, because it's that season. It's
Yeah. Tis the season.
It's the season.
It's also the season for Sylvianne.
Sylvianne. Oh yeah. She stopped. Yeah.
For you, it's your turn.
Yeah.
When you get Thom to be quiet, I'd be quiet.
No, I talk all the
I
time.
think he's mad.
Poetry is cruel.
Nice crystal skull, that's cool. Oh, it looks like one of the crystal skulls, like the 9 mystic skulls.
Okay, this is basically a saving the world poem, but you really have to pay attention to understand that.
Okay.
Thom. It's called a feather. There's a feather by my car door, and shadows on the next structure, coming from no one. An empty fight, a pleading woman, insignificant. We're not here, and my feathers fall out one by one as jackals laugh loudly, glare at me as I drive by in my car, hoping to stay alive, hoping to emerge from the existence of shadows coming from nowhere. I gather carefully the feathers on the ground to assemble them so that when it is time to become real, I will have my wings ready to rise up and represent all of the little birds pressed into the shadows.
Yeah, rise up and represent. Oh, yeah.
Yes, I can. Thank you. Again, not jolly off.
Hey,
Oh,
that's
no,
how
no,
we
it's not
have.
good.
Hey, about hippies.
Hey, hippies down the back, that's a heater up there, right? So you gotta get real close to the heater. And there's no one right above your head. We love you, but you're not silly enough. We are silly people. I'm really proud.
Well,
You look silly.
Okay.
dressed for this.
Okay, well,
Can't take any more.
next week we have nude dancing. So. Got your attention then, didn't I?
It's in a certain dimension. You might not be able to see it, but they're here.
Oh, yes,
In fact, they're
exactly.
dancing right
That's
now.
right. We'll have naked thoughts. Okay? We're going to expose.
I have naked deep, naked.
Yeah.
I have
So,
naked stuff.
this is a poem based upon that thought. Can you imagine imaginary images? Can you imagine that? Just hold that thought, right?
Imaginary what?
Imaginary images. You're an artist.
Yeah,
that's what you do.
I do those all the time.
So here we go. Before us, cave art, icon, yantra, circles, spirals, ellipses, as we seed sprout straight line, squares, and rectangle skyline. Project dams on curling rivers, munitions on curling smoke fire. Roman M1 fortress, wall, empire, sword, shield, siege, crusade, jihad, fatwa, paper bull, Wittenberg theses, stick lance, arrow, pike, gun, barrel, pistol, bomb. Image faster now. still life, mural, drawing, sketch, painting, photograph, motion picture, slideshow, PowerPoint, projection, 3D, hologram, printing, dolly sheet, clone, DNA, split, atom particle accelerators, deep space, dark matter, dark space, antimatter, what's the matter? Man on the moon, cameras on Mars, Hubble telescope, space stations, all rise, all fall, are we cyclic after all, poles reversed just like before, evolution or not at all? Hey, did you get that image? Hold that thought. I want my emptiness. Can you picture emptiness? No. Just picture it, just hold your mind vacant. Big, sort of for rent sign. Rubak, Akali, Quarter of Emptiness, Oman, Strombolis, active volcanoes, Tame Matawa, Nagahari, father of the Kari forest in Waipea, Sotono de las Gras Colombinas, Atacam Desert in Chile, Maldives, Great Australian Bight, Nullarbor Plains, Simpson Desert, Uluru. Strange how my homeland sings in space, in time, in distance, and indigenous singing dreams, bringing me back again to my inner core emptiness.
Oh.
I know, emptiness is good. And here's the next direction. Here are the 4 directions. Well, this is the 3rd one. It's called As Above, So Below. Watch out, the soap's... Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. As above, so within. Atomic theory on a bird's wing. Tilted sculptures, ellipses, curled waves. Starlings, atoms, molecules, quarks. Particle theory, murmurations. They swing so we can see evidence of levity over gravity. Soon we'll all rest in dream sleep. Until then, may these starlings keep our eyes watching formations, creating 3D flash mob levitations. Bird on the wire or starling, black sand, pepper skies. Ask your inner eyes.
You know my favorite bird is the starling.
Brethren and sister.
Oh, sister. Sister. Yeah.
Brethren and sister, I read again.
Yep.
From Christmas Carols for Cats by Julie and John Hope.
Alright.
Hey.
The first slow yell. The first slow yell for you as you lay asleep in the morning on Christmas Day. Oh, do not snore, please.
Oh.
Get out of bed. It's 7 o'clock and I haven't been fed. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Feed me once more, or I'll make your life hell. To lay abed is an awful disgrace. Get up right now, or I'll sit on your face.
Oh, yeah.
Thy furry paw, neath the covers will crawl. Fill up my bowl, or I will caterwaul. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Feed me once more, or I'll make your life hell.
Yes.
Your last big chance. Now give us a break. I've clawed at your nightshirt. You should be awake. I'll niggle and naggle and be ever so rude, for nothing else matters when I want my food. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Feed me once more, or I'll make your life hell. Scott.
I'm very tempted to follow a cat playing song of the dog playing, but dog song.
No, that's cats or something.
had this idea for a film. It's going to be going something like the 7 days of a week. It was going to star the same man. He was going to wake up in a cave on a cold early day. Walk out, not feeling real good. And it was going to seem to him as if all the world was going to end Sunday. That same man was going to wake up in the middle of the dark ages. Death and disease all around. It's going to seem like all the world's going to end. And you can see where this is going. The beautiful part about it is it doesn't. If you ever feel lonely or down and out, go ahead, go into that dark place. Go into that dark matter. There's something on the other side. There's the hope that friends or people you've never met are still out there waiting to be known. Hugs waiting to have. Maybe it's right what Hawking says. That on the other side of the wormhole there's a white light. It just takes a little love and friendship to come out of there. Back into here. The poets sing and dance the night away. And not only one, but every thought is naked. We're not afraid to be who we are. Deep down underneath, we're all making the same darn thing. Just an emptiness waiting to be filled. The reason I don't roll over in that hot tub and drink in that water in my lungs is because I know, like I know you have a face, there are good times to come, and yeah, they'll be bad, they'll seem like times the whole world's gonna end. But just as surely as they begin, they go away. You're reminded of love, and hope, and what it means to be a hero. Because everyone is a hero inside. Hear it. Hear it, let it out. White light everywhere. Sweet sound. Your own self. As you listen, fall into dreamland.
Well, you know this next man because he invented the lending library and a better stove, and he discovered the Gulf Stream. Our own Benjamin Franklin, David Lester Young.
Yeah, Franklin. Yeah, you're worth $100. There's a point there somewhere.
Thom, I make a lot of sense.
I'm proud of you, brother. I'm proud. Common sense.
It's hard to make the Franklins.
Yeah. It's true.
especially on Social Security.
Yeah.
Country Christmas cheer. Feel the country spirit of the holidays. Greet your home in home cooking aromas. That country smell having family feelings upon being home for Christmas. Leave cities busy interstates behind. Highways tuning into quiet country lanes. Where neighbors wave as you pass by. Where things unwind for the holidays. Country charm walks down countryside lanes. Blow fresh air feathers those December chills. Hearts cuddle alike, smiling season's greetings. In country Christmas cheer, Christians bless us. Merry Christmas from the country hearth of love. Within the wreath of God bless America's salutations, that wealth inside a country's blessed Christmas spirit, inviting family home for a country presence, blessed in divine peace and tranquility.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Study places, yes. Okay. Who's next?
Okay.
Is it Anyah?
Well, this next woman, Anyah Deshawn,
Yeah, she's brilliant.
has spoken with our city council in
Yes.
Austin.
And they listen.
And once again,
It's pretty rare.
and she'll tell you all about it now,
Uh-huh.
once again, the city council has declared
Never
a
seen.
day in December as Awesmic City Day.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
here's Anyah to tell you all about it.
Oh, right. There we go. Hang 'em high. Proclamations, yes.
We have here a proclamation,
Yeah.
and it is for December the 13th, 2013,
That's coming up fast.
Friday the 13th coming up,
Yep.
at Peace Park. So it is called Peace Wave at Peace Park. And we celebrate 12-13-13, as we celebrated 12-12-12 last year. And we had poetry and music all day, and we had art, and it was a beautiful rock garden at Zilker Park. And so because they have the tree festival, they allowed us to have Peace Park today, and I thought that was really appropriate. Peace Wave at Peace Park. So I said, hey, yeah, let's do it, let's do it. So I really pray everyone come out for the Peace Wave and enjoy the music. We have great musicians, Michelle Stewart, Peggy Bright, Claudine Meinhardt, Carlos Cedillo. Wonderful. And so we'll have some multicultural music, and I will also offer some music. So everyone comes out. And this is the proclamation. And the proclamation. The new slogan for Austin, Awesome and Cosmic, Awesmic City. You can be in the cosmos and here when you're in Awesmic City.
Yep.
And,
And most people here are.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Austin is a modest city for that. You say there's something you want me to see. Well, I don't understand. You say I've got my head stuck in the sand, an ostrich point of view. An ostrich point of view. You say, I choose. Well, I choose to see how the gardens grow. And I choose to hear about love. And I choose to see everyone's prosperity.
Yes.
I don't really have time to be buried completely under in a fictitious war. And in war's aftershock and then sink in its quicksand.
Yeah.
I see things differently than you. I don't live in fear. I don't have a gun in my hand. I've started drinking less beer and engaging in meeting people and being present.
Yes.
I fit in a village where we all care about life and love,
Do.
and we all share. The good things in life I now understand, and you can stay buried if you choose in the quicksand. Well, dragging people down with images that are meant to tow us under never was meant to lift us up. It keeps us dazed in sadness
and trauma grieving. We can try out our wings of thunder, and children do have future from what I see. And we all hold hands underneath this beautiful peace tree. We sing songs that make each other laugh. And we are all shepherds now, each with our own staff. And you can stay buried if you choose, sinking in quicksand. I see children playing safe and sound, running, jumping, tossing to the ground, rolling here and scattering there. They are making a world where everyone will care. They know it takes time to lay the ground where all people flourish to nature's sound. They were born to bring life into this earth. That's why they are here. That's why we gave them birth. But you can stay buried if you choose, sinking in the quicksand. Now I want you to listen to me, to what I have to say. You don't have to struggle with fear, you know, there is a better way. You can lay down your arms of anger. You can lay down your walls of fear. You can lay down in a field of clover under a rainbow. You can wipe away your tear. You don't have to be buried, sinking in the quicksand. Now life is a journey we're here to take. There's decisions and choices and turns we have to make. Or we can sit still and let it pass us by and say we give up. What's the use to try?
We'll try.
Or we can say yes to the best life offers and connect with a life and things that make us flourish and grow. For the things that make us smile. For the things that make us come out of the toe. Is sinking in quicksand the best flourishing style?
No. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
I've heard that the Creator cognized there was dark, then there was need for light. Then with a flash, light came with a surge, and they questioned that. This is no fun. For though there was light, there was nothing there. Oh, the Creator said, yes, there is nothing, but at least we can see it is here. Create while you can something that gives life, something that makes sense of it all. Or create nothing and see what comes from lack of strife. Like a car on the road that was stalled. What use is a car that cannot run? It will sit and decay and rust. And so we too will wind up the same if we sit and idle will go to dust. Create while you can, I'll see you there. My head comes out of the sand. You'll see me look in your eyes and stare, and we'll both know that you chose, just like me, to rise out of quicksand and get on with making a lovely history.
Yeah, history.
Here, Anyah. Wassail over the town. Here's help to you, only your fortunes abound. Well, there is another very important event coming up this weekend.
Yeah.
And Thom, the world poet, and a friend of his on guitar, previewed part of it at Expressions at the Baha'i Center this last Saturday. And I think Thom will want to tell you all about Wassail, Wassel.
What about Sylvie?
Oh, it was her turn.
No, I don't have any more.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
Yes, thank you.
Well, I have more, I just don't have to put them.
Aha. Okay.
And here's Thom.
Thank you very much.
She can go after this.
I want to know what that outfit means. Look like
This
a
outfit
bell.
means, I am your motley, I am your fool, I am your all licensed fool.
What does that mean?
It means when people are full of power, the only person who can tell the truth is the fool. The fool comes in close and says things like, you know you're going to die, don't you? You know you can't take any of this with you. And the king doesn't necessarily kill the fool because the fool is just a harmless little butterfly. So I dress like a butterfly or a lemon juice and go out in public places and say ridiculous things like this, you know. This is what I say. You started this. We were out there at Taco Maria's throwing arrows at the truth. You started by saying love is everything. I countered with, and a check account so that it will not bounce. You then said, thin Buddha, non-material. And I replied with, fat Buddha, everything is material. Everybody is material. Aha, you cried, space, time, distance, relationships. I agreed, but saw no need for belief. Jesus was a Buddhist. Butterflies are free. Butterflies die after 3 days. They killed Jesus and Kennedy. You then said no matter what you want to give. Who cares about beliefs, borders, barriers? Best to just smile and disappear, leaving a Cheshire cat dangling like a proposition in the air. Preposition in the air. Dangling prepositions. That's what it's all about. So this Wassail, it's the 11th year. It's a benefit for Kids in Sudan. And 100% of everything goes directly to them, which is a really good thing. But that's going to be a full house anyway. I want to tell you, I wrote this and it got published straight away in 2 places. So it's out beyond us, because what Anyah's involved in is a world vibration. You know, no borders, no passports, no visas. Thoughts can cry across borders, fly across borders. They can. And the thought of peace, the seed of peace, comes like a wave. In other words, it's not a straight line. It's a flowing. So I was trying to, because I used to go down the beach and sit. At first I'd go into the water, as far as I could go, water up in my neck. And just that reassurance of water, it just took all my cares away. Whenever I had too many thoughts, you know how thoughts gather like bees' nests in your head sometimes? Why? I see people so cruel. What's going on? So I just go down and walk into the water at Sandringham Beach. And then it didn't matter anymore. The rhythm of the waves just took me back to peace. And if I was just having a couple of thoughts like death, I'd sit on the beach and look at the waves. Because it's only one thought, can't trouble you, right? But a lot of thoughts, that's a bit overwhelming. I go into the water and recover. So this is peace wave. Before and after us, these waves dance for sand and sun and moonlight. They slap the face of beach into connected consciousness. Where would one element be without each other? Moon's attractive orbit summons stars on water surface to reflect heavens, which we do. Philosophers, counting waves as they come in, then leave drained. Aeons have played the same while we war on land and sea and air. Peace was here among us, attuned and musical. Each pulse in vain, every heartbeat refrain, affirms this circulating desire to be within, among, core of all in meditative stillness, yet still in bloodstream consciousness. Dance when and while you can, orchestras of oceans call your name. Instruments are at hand, wind, wave, stars, seas, pulse, blood, rhythm, beat, all know each other's secret desires to be at peace, to be part of this peace wave. Friday, 11 to 6, Peace Park.
Thanks, Thom. And Sylvianne, you did say you only had 2 poems, but I should have asked you, and I'm sorry. But if you have another one, just let us know.
I have nothing.
I don't believe that.
Book, yes.
Well, after the event at the Expressions at
you read something.
yes, after Expressions at the Baha'i Center, we went out to our cars and noticed a coating of ice.
Ice, baby.
And a few snowflakes.
Yeah.
So I wrote this poem. Suddenly winter. In the burnt orange heat of Texas summer, we pray for the silver monochrome of rain. White Christmas memes fill silly fantasies we locals dare not even speak aloud. Through jewels and droplets from crystal ice, my windshield refracts beams of white now, directly at my dazzled, openly receptive retinas between sweeps of intermittent rubber blades. An early winter in Austin trumps a dilatory fall, with leaf colors so dull on a New England scale, and shows 5 snowflakes fluffing in a streetlight, initiating us to the freezing season hereabouts. We've seen record highs and lows in 1 week. We believe climate change is coming true. We brace ourselves for snow and sleet and ice We see August prayers fulfilled with a vengeance. Thank you.
So did you drive home?
I'm sorry?
Did you drive home?
I did drive home, but I stayed away from overpasses and bridges.
Well, you couldn't go on the other pass.
Oh, I know. There were dummies going 70 miles an hour on the overpass because they thought it was clear.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, that was the previous morning, but still, they caused a lot of trouble. Anyway, never causing trouble
Yeah.
is one Scott Hanya.
Yeah.
Never.
Oh,
Never.
Sigma.
Well, partly.
I know the time I yelled out, I'm a communist. So,
Oh.
Oh, you're in trouble now. Yes, you was.
Powerful word.
I would never say that.
He did. You're safe. You don't have to say it.
Which is a true story. I'm not card carrying, but I'm a party. Apparently, I did it as a youth when I was in college.
I'm a card carrying fool.
There you go. Don't carry any cards.
I carry lots of them.
Carry lots of them. You can also cut them up.
I got a pack of them. All gerbils.
Yeah,
close
let's
enough.
go. I want to tune in. I want to
Okay.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
it's
think it's the temperature.
It's the weather.
Oh, are you
Go,
still?
go, go, go.
Yeah.
You still up?
Yeah,
So
tune
go
up.
with go with
Throw someone else up there.
Okay.
Who can you throw up there?
Well, we have a substitution on the field.
Substitution.
Substitution,
It's
substitution.
David
Take
Lester
me
Young.
up.
Yeah, man, bring them, yay!
Yay.
I'm sorry you didn't call him Ben Franklin.
I did.
Sometimes.
I did. Yeah.
David Lester Young, that is
Oh, very good. Very good. Bring them bells.
That'd be all sorts to that one.
What a nice place to be. What lovely people.
For some reason, I keep thinking of Florida.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Oh,
Sunshine,
no, that winter there.
stability.
One of the things that's a true mastery is the artistry of food, and this is about a chef, the chef.
Ah.
Virtuoso chef de la chef, meal conductor, maestro poet of the culinary verse arts, creme de la creme, mystic of preparations, a drink sensual simmering taste bud sensation, a light mouth-watering salivating palates, warm light ambiance, delectable wine bouquet, mellow melody swaying romantic soft sensation, to arouse hors d'oeuvres that share savory sauces in a chef's foreplay magnum opus of achievement, in perfect staging to enrapture of sumptuous feast, romantic interlude with the chef d'oeuvre intoxication combining every dining element in a tour de force, gastronomic foreplay within each morsel senses organic aroused taste in stimulating mouth. Excuse me. That share essential sauces that savor ingredients, melting morsels that hit a sea ambrosial tongue spot, in full culinary taste of poetry, delivered masterpiece, elegant dining experience food of the god opulence, which melts moves mellow, adrift exquisite ecstasy. Within a culinary climactic piece de la resistance, ultimate gratification to then crave that dessert of delicious ambrosial oozing textures, with a yummy almond whipped up essential cream in red desert wine chocolate pure raptured sauce in a culinary amore showpiece of the chef. Thank you.
Oh, that was Texas chili a little bit later there. And now, Ms. Awesmic City herself.
Oh wait, it's a Vanya.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going up again. Okay.
Uncle Vanya.
Once again, Uncle Vanya is returning with his guitar. Scott Vanya.
Not on, yeah.
I think the cold maybe playing Havoc on my guitar.
Ah, how dare.
Not dare. Exactly.
What writes the call? Yes.
He knows, but I just finished watching Ciao Redemption last night.
Yes.
And there's
I know.
that beautiful scene at the end of it where Morgan Freeman comes
Yeah.
walking up the beach to see Tim Robbins. And those are sort of the warm days I'm thinking about right now instead of this. So. Oh, that's better. That's it. I get a lot out of, which is just means to say that I go someplace sometimes and I'm in need of inspiration, probably like the next artist or any artist. So I get a lot out of what I believe Michelangelo said, that David was David before anybody ever lifted a hand to carve him out. I think that maybe what humans are. We're the imagined idea behind the imagined idea behind the imagined idea. And maybe seeing is not what it's all about. Maybe it's just a feeling that needs to be released. I keep doing the things I do because I know I can't be free until I set somebody else free.
Yeah.
And then you get into that little weird karma Tao thing that says, well, you can't set anybody else free until you're free.
Yeah.
That's
And there's masterpiece. There's masterpiece of everything. And that's one that's sort of fun to play with. Need a masterpiece or does it master you? Then what do you do if you're the student and you want to exceed your master? one of the things that came to me the other day was, and I want to share with y'all because I think y'all would understand. You can't, or at least for me, when the thoughts, there get to be too many thoughts, is when I write. I don't write until then. I let them collect sort of like these, and then I got to clear them all out somehow, so I get one out of it. I told my kids, one of the reasons I have those preambles is because I'm deathly afraid that I'll forget what the hell I was trying to say. This is just such a case, so maybe we'll come back around here. So there's the sea, and there's the sea, and there's the seeing the sea. When you let yourself sit on a beach or idly by, or for me it was a patio on the balcony of the Grand Canyon Village. About 23 years old. Just spent the night with the girl for the first time, rolling a cigarette. Nothing but a good beer could any more real. I remember now, it was about quiet. Every poet has to have quiet to write. And if a piece is anything, it's something to be shared. That's the way the world's going to change, is sharing the piece we have. So, if there's a quiet tuss, there's also a quiet tie. Just when you kick back on your beach or your balcony, your hot tub, or wherever the hell you are, bus stop, it doesn't really matter. And you let all those voices start talking to you. The waitress, the bartender, the bus driver, the mom, the kids, the tree, the owl, the bird, the cat, the mic, the sound, the choir, the guitar. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
Say goodbye time. Say goodbye channel.
Yay, all the voices.
Yes, we are. Okay.
Now it's time for Anyah and Sean.
Yeah. That's a lot of stuff. See you Saturday. That's a really
Yeah. Take care. Take care of yourself.
Bye-bye, Sylvianne.
So we talked about peace a little earlier.
Yeah.
We'll keep talking about peace.
Yes, please.
And peace is everywhere. And I mean, there's so many people that came before us that really paved the way.
Yep.
There's not enough books to write down how many people have paved the way for us to have peace on this planet, and
The great majority.
it's really here. It's really here. And when we support that effort, then it will be more present. More present. So this is the song that I wrote about Peace Way, and I'm going to read it as a poem. People want peace. People want freedom. They want to ride the peace wave. People want peace. People want freedom. They want to ride that peace wave. Well, all it takes is to get on board. and ride that wave. Ride it to the shore. Keep moving forward with the peace wave. We all want to come together and unite in one common goal. Peace and freedom, peace and liberty. We can allow this peace to unfold. And one by one, all together, we achieve prosperity by peace in arts and learning through sharing. We break through limitations and embrace liberty. People can have peace. People can have freedom. We can ride this peace wave. All it takes is to get on board and ride this wave. Ride it to the shore.
Yeah, right on.
Right on.
Right on. Yep, I agree.
Okay, once again,
It's that time.
the red elf,
Yippee! I'm well read.
well-read elf,
Yep.
Thom the world poet.
A long time ago, I gave up that title, Thom the World Poet, because I discovered down in South America there's a whole lot of world poets, and I thought, well, they need it more than I do. So my actual nom de plume now is Spirit Thom, because no one can see you. You understand?
Yeah.
So this is called Permission Granted. Ask yourself, what are we doing here? We are permission givers. First, we start with ourselves. Give ourselves the right to be wrong. Pig and bullheaded, forming, acid forming, bite cynical selves at wayward dreams ambush, go beyond borders, visas, passports, security zones, safety nets, wear no uniform, carry no weapon, drop all fears, open our eyes, our ears, and our hearts. We stand as private souls in public places. Tibet, Nepal, North Korea, Syria, South Austin. With only our body shell as amour, to embrace the impossible, as close, intimate, companion, compañero. Others, they fall in love with fear, graduate to pain, then death. Each moment frozen indecision, two roads diverge and they take both. Matrix, plum, and red wheelbarrow. You have a right to be here. So said Desiderata, as created by advertising agencies. Much like, don't mess with Texas, so go.
Yeah, thank you, Anyah.
Don't mess with Texas.
He gets his salsa from New York City. Actually, I thought that was funnier originally when it was, there's a guy who gets his salsa from New Jersey.
Yeah,
New Jersey's just funny. But you know what happened?
What?
The Campbell Soup Company of Camden, New Jersey
Yeah.
brought out Pace, the country sauce.
Oh, really? That's the truth.
So they wouldn't do New Jersey jokes anymore.
Okay.
Corporate.
Yep.
Culprit of
Culprit.
the corporation.
Ring them bells.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Good.
Texas chili.
Yeah.
Gotta make a big pot of chili con carne. Some Texas chili for a very chilly Texas day. Seared ground beef or turkey or no meat at all. Add tomato pasted sauce, water, salt, cumin, oregano, minced onions, a scoop of chili powder, a little garlic powder, not forgetting a good measure of paprika. Later, a tablespoon of masa, maybe salsa, and what have you at hand from the fridge. Vinegar, pickle brine, refried and kidney beans, your favorite cheese grated, scallions chopped up. Let simmer in a crock pot for hours and stir often. Finally, garnish with shredded cheddar or Colby. Make it as spicy as you like or can stand. Ring with Texas-shaped tortilla chips afloat, or Colorado-shaped if you like rectangles. Cool some, freeze some, enjoy for a week. It tastes better with each successive meal. Do they like chili in the nation of Chile, or just sea bass? They might like it. Their flag looks like the Texas flag. And Chile gets chili more than we would imagine. If they get chili, they should get chili. It will warm the cockles of their Chilean hearts. Thank you much. Okay. Scott.
You're on. Hey.
You're on.
The fabulous Scott.
God, you're it.
Scott of the Antarctic.
That's right.
That's cool. Oh yeah, he's got the magic guitar.
Yeah, are y'all noticing I'm liking my prop more and more and more?
Yes,
These
yes.
days I just like my
Hide
prop.
behind it.
And I have Ian telling me, Daddy, you need to learn some new chords. It all sounds the same. I'm like, wow.
No, we don't care. We're not the same.
I know
We
you
love
guys
it.
don't. So.
No, we like it. That's why we're here.
So, let's find something funny. I was checking the calendar.
Yeah.
I have a Monday coming up, and I have yet to see Louise in Midland Lakes. So maybe we can get into that
Next Monday.
And I was going to talk about dogs.
Have you got one?
No.
Do you eat hot dogs?
No, I do eat hot dogs.
That's all right. Then.
I was a dog person. From the time I was young.
Huh.
When I started at 6 or 7, since that's when it really starts, I can't remember anything before then. We had a dog. And I find it particularly interesting that most poets are cat people.
Yes. But we're doing cat and dog this
Yeah, we're doing cat and dog tonight, so it's good. Because
Yeah.
there's nothing to me quite as much fun. And that's always bullshit. And I'm trying to get away from all these extreme things. But in this moment, what's really fun to me is I can take a dog and love him utterly and completely without restraint, and pound on him and pet him, and he can do almost anything but jump on me. And that's like what they're made for.
Right.
Somebody sat down and said, let's give human beings something that they can love unendingly.
Yeah.
And that'll be the dog.
Yep.
And cats, on the other hand, have this kind of
Selective.
selective, we do what we want to, when we want to, and if you pet us too much, we'll walk away. They're very passive aggressive to me. So it's not my actual cup of tea. Maybe they're too much like me for me.
Can't handle it. Yes.
That's all right. Oh,
Hey.
Yep.
Well, I like dogs and cats
Yeah.
pretty much equally, but cats are easier to take care of than they come
Yeah,
to
yeah,
themselves.
yeah.
If I had someone to stay at home, I would have a dog. You know? And I thought of having a dog, but the neighbors behind me, the grandchildren of the neighbor behind me would always come into our yard to get basketballs and volleyballs, and they kept mashing down the fence in the back, so a dog would have gotten loose very quickly.
Aha.
But I see what you mean. You can't really play frisbee with a cat. I know.
You can't go.
I know. Well, I've tried, you know, and broke a tooth.
Whoa.
He threw it too hard. I mean, it was terrible.
That's good.
But now it's time for David Lester Young.
Hey, man, go ahead, baby. Woo, woo.
Time. Louise, here's the time. Time.
Haha.
I just something that turns on you. It is 7:36. Finally yet.
I bow to you. You are the reason why I write. I lay my words naked, stripped down before you, where you can then bear them witness, revealing the very soul of my core composition. That within my poetic depth exists deep art expression, where one dwells in verse that shares poetry's universe. O poet and poetesses, dwell in my heart, the verse that sings alike heartbeats, dancing at rest soft sensual word that alliterates alive love lyrics, sailing among romantic terse tenses in those touches of vibrating quill, feathering language into fruition, within static motion of roused new germination, blossoming here in ecstatic emotion elocution, O lift the heart of your spirit. They say if you can build the dream, that readers will come to the poet. So upon the stage I show my appreciation to everyone out there in the audience that shared my dream in making poetry become whole. Thank you for being my poetic family.
Yeah. That's us. That's us. Woo-hoo.
Thank you for being in the poetic family.
Yeah. In the family way.
Well, Thom will always be the world poet to me. I don't care what.
I know. Nobody cares. It's great. I'm just. It's
So
just.
Thomas
That's me.
Woodruff.
Here we go. So I got a choice: cat poems or calendar poem. What would you like?
Calendar poet.
I thought so. This came from a conversation. This came from a conversation where someone was saying how this time we're in, December, is incredibly concentrated with sacredness. I mean, they have Festival of Lights. We've got electricity, utilities. The Festival of Hanukkah, Eid, Diwali, and they're concentrating in the darkest of times. They're focusing on light. And then you have Saturnalia, and you have solstice and Eid, and the relationship between light and dark is so caught and spark. It's sort of like a Zen paradox. So, like tonight, dark and cold, we've got all the lights on, the heat is on, at once, simultaneously. So I thought about that, and I thought, our calendar, we've only got another, how many, 15 more days in this month, right? Before we've got to forget about and move into the new year, right? 15 days. And think of all the things that are going to happen. Shopping, eating. And then, of course, sleeping in afterwards. So I thought, well, let's have another calendar. And this is what I'm attempting to do. Release of 1,000 days. Dismantling celestial calendars. One day dedicated to Lou Reed, another to Nelson Mandela. When we run out of fingers and toes, repair Humpty Dumpty, our cliches must cover all contemporaries. If you believe, keep on believing, and if you care, continue to care. Our ancestors in even stranger deserts became oases. When we recite their names, evoke strawberry memories, litanies of hummable pop tunes, smiles, ancestral braveries. They took all roads in fast car trues and crashed and burned in elegance. They built flaming chariots and made home movies of their rainforest altars. They assembled packs of wild wolves to melt the ice between us. For somewhere, someone whispered to us, "No, you're not good enough." They disputed that allegation in the open court of public opinion. They threw TVs into hotel pools, burned all their money, became wanted, and barred at borders. It was original Zen. Reality shows salivated such legends. They were only you when tall. When small, burn all paper pasts. Anything that assists your growth and song becomes another Johnny Appleseed.
It's Thom.
That's me.
It's
Yeah.
it has been very, very sacred lately,
Yeah.
and of course it's because of this time of year. And
Yep.
I would like to thank everyone for celebrating my birthday, which is December 22nd.
Coming
Now
up.
the solstice
Yes, it's
is the 21st, I believe,
Yes, it is.
which is the longest night of the year, correct?
Right.
So my birthday is the day when the days start getting longer.
Yeah.
So that's why everyone is celebrating, I think.
That's jolly good.
Yeah.
Happy birthday in advance. What a nice thing you've done.
Yeah. I would do it anytime for you guys.
Ah, you just say that.
Well, speaking of dogs and cats,
Mm-hmm.
another from Christmas Carols for Cats. Bark the hairy scary things. Bark the hairy scary things. Story of the stress they bring. Fear the feather duster wild. Hate the screaming of that child. Bark the hairy scary things. Story stress they bring. Thunder, lightning, stay inside. Vacuum cleaners make me hide. Wind in chimney, sirens wail. Slam of door and trapping tail. Tripping up with nuts they chase. Jumping wall and losing face. Leaves that litter, clocks that ding. Horses skitter, kettles sing. Bark the hairy, scary things. Story of the stress they bring. Funny noises wind up mouse. Strangers coming to my house. You must think I'm such a clod, but my nerves are really shot. Bark the hairy, scary things. Story of the stress they bring.
That's good. That doesn't tell me cats.
As life is art and art is life,
Yeah.
I will communicate a message via a story. As whether it be poetry or not is yet undecided since none of it is written yet.
Yeah. Oral poetry. Ancient history.
Friday night.
Yeah.
I bring the kids home
Uh-huh.
from school.
Yep.
And we are very excited because the next day we know we have a children's birthday to go to and an open mic, which a dear friend has invited me to come to. Actually didn't invite me, I sort of forced myself in the door to come to. I asked him if I could go, if I and read.
That's
I
right, yes.
I was actually booked. The role I was originally scheduled to play was film artist.
That's right. That's right.
And that was not enough for me, so I sent a query. May I please speak? Because I would rather speak than let my camera run. Magnanimously, I was given the opportunity, and so Friday they come home and we're getting all excited, and we know we have to make it to the show. We know the weather's going to be bad, so there's the chill of ice possibly out. Wake up, and we're so excited because I have acquiesced to my daughter's wishes to take her to the birthday party because it had been found out that there was strep throat. The birthday girl had strep throat, but they had given her antibiotics, so we were going to go. We were going to make it. And we were going to take that trip. So I'm on my couch with the kids sleeping in the bedroom. They sleep in the bedroom in their beds, and I sleep on the couch. And I get woken up at 8 in the morning, 8:30 in the morning. Daddy, we gotta get ready. And within, I didn't even know if she had her clothes on yet. She might have been in her pajamas. My daughter Isabella was sitting on the couch with her notepad out because I've taught her how to do brainstorm things.
Oh, wow.
Task lists.
Yeah.
So before my eyes had fully cognited that I was awake,
Yeah.
she was making her task list and writing her durations and her
Wow.
timetable as to when we needed to do each thing on the list.
Fantastic.
And so we were ready to go when I got up and had my coffee and everything. So we knew. We also, very important on her list was to buy a gerbil with her Christmas money. So we had to buy a gerbil, we had to go to a birthday skate party, and we had to make it to Expressions. So we took that trip, we made all the agenda items, and then we headed to Expressions, and I'm chomping at the bit. I can speak, can speak. Not having any clue that there was actually any particular theme. I mean, I knew it was holidays. I should have checked. I didn't. I didn't know that. I should have checked the calendar, but that's not what the story is about. The story is actually about the alignment between reality and impression and ideas, and how one goes about getting back up on the horse again. So, did all that, did the show, got us home, scraped the ice off Louise mentions, in that same winter storm, also drove home, made it home, went to bed thinking, oh, that's pretty cool. I was sort of upset that I had to go outside with my daughter so much because she couldn't sit still through the whole 3 hours, but that's okay. So I forgive her. My son, on the other hand, sat attentively, read his book only for like 15 minutes in the 3-hour show.
Wow.
And watched the whole darn thing.
Do you like it?
His comment was when I asked them both the next day after we watched the films,
Yes.
the movies. The next day, on like Sunday or Monday morning, I said, Ian, I want to know. This is a yes or no question. Did you like it? Well, first I asked Isabel. She said yes.
Mm-hmm.
I then asked Ian. He said, well, it felt. I'd have to say no because it really felt like 3 hours of waiting.
Wow.
So he wasn't really into it. But on the other hand, he waited very attentively.
Very patient.
I'm thrilled. And so I was really impressed. It was he that originally started me on the different path of like self-discovery here.
Wow.
Because I was very excited to watch the football films. Because when you play football, every student here in high school plays football Friday night.
Right.
Saturday morning they go to practice. They do a little practice for about an hour and a half, and then they go in and they go in the amphitheater and they watch football films,
Right.
which is what I do. So we did all that, and then Ian said. He had said, I think on the way home, you sounded arrogant. And so I played the film, I got to my part, and we got to the part where I started talking about Poetry Austin.
Yeah.
And he's laying in my lap on the couch, and she's on one side. And she didn't really pay much attention. He was laying in my lap, and he was going, arrogant, 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 arrogant. Throughout the course for like 5 minutes, until finally I had to tell him, look, Ian, that's enough. Okay, I get the point. And that was talking about the Poetry Austin thing.
Yeah.
That seems like a really good idea. I don't mean to be selfish. So then I was very concerned. I said, well, I have to write Thom a letter. As soon as we got finished watching, I'm going to write Thom a letter to find out what's going on here. Because I don't understand.
Yeah.
So I sent Thom a letter and said, Thom,
what happened?
was I arrogant? Well, what happened? Was I arrogant? And Thom, in his absolute best, and the urgency and the significance of the matter was directly proportional to the number of words he used, which was very long. So it was a very long letter. You normally don't have to scroll past 1 or 2 windows, but when you scroll through windows, you're like, oh God, I did something awful. And so Thom says you were off topic, overly long, which I knew because when we were watching it, I said, oh my God, 10 minutes and we've gone through only the first thing.
And so then I had to go on the whole next thing. Oh God, it's gonna be another 10 minutes, which is why I wanted to write you. Because see, I was like, I did not understand. It didn't occur to me, and that I had taken too long. It slightly did, and Louise said, this is not a responsibility thing, but that was okay. Something to do. Keep going. And so, and then I wrote Thom and said, please accept my apologies. So I didn't mean to go to. I'm like, none of this part. Well, it'll all work out later. None of the. I'm very sorry for being overly long. I didn't mean to be overly long. Do you think I was arrogant? So Thom writes back and he says you were off topic, overly long, and disinterested. And I thought,
Well, you asked.
And by the way, we're now rating my videos. So in order to retain the PG rating, it was awful. It really hurt my feelings. Not hurt my feelings, but it hurt my feelings in the sense that I went to sleep thinking a certain way, and not 12 hours later, because I believe you, and I trust you, and I love you, I thought, well, how could my
self-judgment?
How could one experience something and then have it be experienced totally different?
Right.
Yep. Which I hope this is not such a case. With what I'm doing right now. And so I got them to school Monday morning and thought, I have to crash. This is all too stressful because Sunday was a wash. I was very stressed out Sunday, and I told the kids, and they were so sweet. They were very, very patient, and they were very loving. And Ian kept saying, "Oh, Daddy, I want you to telling you, sister, I want you to feel better, Daddy. Let's just do this one, so I want you to feel better." And so I was glad to get them safely at school, and then I slept till 5 o'clock, and woke up and said, "This is great." And the line, which is really beautiful, and I think this is one of the real treasures that Texans have, I think more so than most, is we are inundated with aphorisms. Aphorisms are like the very fabric of the Texas culture, from people like Lyndon Baines Johnson to O. Henry, all these different people. But to the idea that when you get off a horse, you're supposed to get back on.
That's right.
Which is why I wanted to come here tonight. Because I got here Tuesday, and I thought, this is, got here to reality Tuesday. I thought, there's only one way to work through this, and be yourself is best, and as you put it, instead of wanting something, give something. So I hope in giving this story, I've given something to somebody somewhere. Get back up on that horse. If for some reason you're told your behavior is not what you thought it was, try it again, for God's sake, and adjust accordingly.
Oh, what's the power of the great
Sure,
gift?
you
He
start
is the
down.
seal seals is under
Moving right along.
Okay.
Yeah.
David Lester Young, our own
Yippee!
Benjamin
And my
Franklin.
favorite friend, Franklin.
Here's Benny.
What's the other friend? Which your husband always told you. Man, I'm not holding.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
That's why I asked.
Sounds like it.
That's why I asked.
And then school's gone.
Angel, feather my mind alive. Hello, my angel. May the heavens shine a light upon the persona so bright you will shine forevermore. May your words rain down so light that they feather a mind to float your thoughts in how special life is. My sweet angel, writing verse is like a dessert delicious when it is flowing, but so barren like a desert when it's not. 'Tis not a word bare and naked, but clothed within true feelings, it sails alive, pure emotion, that sets poetry in motion. 'Tis a dream I see where my spirit is blessed so full of poetry.
Yeah.
Where all my angels, my dear, have poetic wings to feather creative insight. I drift celestial flight. My sweet, sweet angel, may you have a fantastic day, where you blossom inside in how special you are in God's sight. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's David.
Yep. Go ahead.
Well, here he is, Thom O'Joy.
That's the one.
Thom the world.
That's a nice one.
Thom the Spirit
Always
World.
Thom.
Thom the Spirit World.
Spirit Thom.
Well, it is seasonal, and so I want to honor the seasons. The season of cold, the season of chill, season of freeze. So here we go. Cool, cold, chill, dark, darker, darkest. Diwali, festival of lights, and necessary homeopathy tonight. Soon wassail, solstice Saturnalia, a year dancing between sacred days and night on textured multiple calendars. We glow into ourselves, meditate in caves, dream deeper. Light is a stranger in shades and shapes. We fall in, these fall out, down, autumn garden, share green second thoughts, compost and mulch, return earth to birth, seed to sack, plant trust and watch as shoots grow up between. We are between. Darkness claims us earlier. Awaken in night, return post-light. Soon you will be reminded of winter departures. Because our inner calendar's seasonal, even when quite regional, we feel sunlight on our skin, deposit daylight savings. We spring forward, fall backward, rejoice with full moons, dream through dark nights, awaken into light and make festivals where we can tonight. So call it what ye will. Yule, Saturnalia, Black Friday, Walmart hysteria, God's demands seasonal propitiation. We sacrifice our tithes to them. Sacrificial lambs become Thanksgiving turkeys, Christmas chicken. Ancient recipes and menus to get our gods and goddesses to listen. There will always be a reason for inner celebration. Social venues like this one allow us to express joy at birth, sorrow at death, of sun and moon and stars which witness our gatherings and bless us with their celestial mirrorings.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, I feel better.
Tom did that.
Yeah. I did it. Yep, that was me.
Well, John was talking about new calendars
Yes, I
a
was.
while ago.
Yes.
And that was a coincidence because I have been writing this poem.
Ah.
And I just finished it a few minutes ago, so it was
Oh, I love it. I love
Press's
it. Thank you.
top poem. New era.
Yes.
It's time for a new calendar in the year 14.
Yes.
We celebrated a year early when the millennium began.
Yes, we
so
did.
next time, next century, we'll get it right for once. 2001 will be the year one of the new era,
Right.
E.
Yeah.
The year before will still be the year 2000, but OE. Or we could keep the historians' common era, CE. Christians could still reckon by Anno Domini,
Yep.
as the Jews could go on numbering their years as always, and the Chinese could keep going through their zodiac. But the common system
Yeah.
would count from NE1.
Right.
BC and AD were miscalculated by church fathers whole centuries after the life of Jesus the Nazarene. Whenever we set the beginning of an era, it will be arbitrary.
Right.
So we might as well reset back to 1 right about now.
Yeah.
Just think of how much easier Roman numerals will be.
Yeah.
For a few years anyway.
Yes.
That's reason enough to do it.
Yeah, I like it. Good one.
Thank you,
Good
thank you.
thought. Start all over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the year 13?
Yes.
It's going to be the year 14.
14, yes.
Okay, and Scott not with us.
Scott's not with us, no.
And then we'll go
With the man.
back
To Ben.
to Ben.
Franklin. Yep. Woo! Wheels troopers. Zombie troopers.
Going back to food.
Oh, yes, please.
This is one of my poems that they made around the world. The taste of poetry. Food is the poetry of the mouth.
Yeah.
In its combination comes the exquisite taste of life. In delicate preparations, the master chef pours his heart out on an exquisite art form. Time-honored tradition dedicated for human pleasure, delivering music in its consumption, a rousing sense of taste. In a mixture of spices, the sweet blending, simmering treasure of invocation, sparkling liquor of interaction, the notes come together in a meal of perfection.
Yeah, yeah. He'll be back, don't worry.
Yeah, he'll be back.
He's smoking.
Well, we've got a short list now.
Short piece.
Thom!
That's me.
Thom, help us out here.
No problem at all. I got a million of them.
We have Thom the poet and
Here we go.
Thom the spirit.
Waking up in another world. One morning turkey, next provolone. One morning cat fur on the table, next cat is gone. Each day a configuration of stars plotting astrologers, next a convocation of wisdom merchants recycling philosophers. I am sure my English breakfast contains Hume and Kant. What is in that tea apart from the Dutch East India Company? We forget empires before breakfast, we forget withdrawals of Afghani teacups, Vietnamese China, Korean waxworks, graves of robbers in blood-soaked central squares. We forget unless and until we wake with sweat, remembering future lives. A green tea skin on stars with storytellers telling fantastic tales again about an imaginary fictional Earth, Atlantis, Lemuria, Glastonbury, Cornwall, and you fall asleep for centuries of repetition. When you said we were one, I immediately ripped my heart out of my chest and handed it to you on a platter. My eyes see only you, I ripped them out too. My ears only hear your sweet dulcet voice. Larynx I ripped out and threw it at your feet. I have no desire to leave you, so who needs feet? I chopped them off. My arms are made for only you. I chop them off and leave them on your street. You have no stomach for anyone else. Have my stomach instead. I've given you all I am. I may as well be dead. I will love you all my life, piece by piece, organ donate. If ever you need more of me, I will clone more body parts so we can be together eternally. Easy. Hey, 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 whoa, whoa, yeah.
And now the Vanya's back with us.
Yes. He's here.
Here he comes.
Bye, babe.
Woo, woo.
That's banana.
I like that better. I'm real fond of
The Russians?
that too. Yeah, well, part of my family's Russian.
Oh,
Yeah.
that explains the speed of things.
Yeah, from I don't know. I think I've told y'all. Well, I'll tell it some other time. But part of my family's Russian. My new turn phrase is one about send me an email. I like that one.
Ah, then yeah, that was good. That was good.
I need to go with
Man, did that table get color?
I'm wearing beige.
Oh my God, excellent. Excellent.
Oh, does that shirt?
You want to read poetry? No. You want to read poetry? Or
Sure.
Okay.
You have to sign up?
Just write your name down here.
It's a really wonderful point in a painting where you let's do it this way. Visualize yourself. Visualize yourself standing in front of me. So we'll do it with my memory. So follow me along in this journey. birthday easel that we bought with $100 from your parents. It's a nice one. Cost maybe $8 metal. And you have a canvas that you save money for. Shape you want, maybe 36 by 36. White, solid, bare, black. So you sit down and you set all your colors out. You may in your mind choose your palette. You apply your oils to the canvas. Big, scary, luxurious globs, because it's one of the few things you actually have. You sit down and have a smoke or whatever substance you want. Or beer, cigarette. You look at that canvas and it's got all those colors on it. You take your brushes that you picked out, you set aside the rest. You smear them all around, and shapes and ideas float through your head of what it all means. And things start to appear like love of friends, or daughters, or beaches, or ideas, or oceans, or images, or plants, or flowers. Different to each artist, different to each person. But it's a big canvas, it's 36 inches, so it stands at least 4 feet off the ground, so the top is about a foot above your head. At the top of the canvas, there's a space that you put your brush in. You can't see through the brush. So you have to trust that something good is going to come of it.
Yeah.
And just believe that no matter whatever's on the other side of the canvas of the brush, it's going to be okay. That moment of letting go in deep belief is divine. And I mentioned earlier tonight about untangling knots from a child's hair. It's the anticipation I feel when some sound may happen. Something unknown. The best reason to go to open mics or to listen in or to tune into the Peace Wave is because you got G-rated, don't know what's going to happen.
That's true.
The courageous man
Yeah.
doesn't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Doesn't know what he's supposed to do. He
Yeah.
does it anyway.
Yep. And woman.
I can be so thankful sometimes. I don't even know if I exist. And then it all comes back to me. The bicycle, or rolling the cigarette. The love I used to have. May your days be filled with endless showers of love. May it rain down on you like salt in the sky.
blood here.
Blood of the
Fonty.
Fonty, the artist. Hold up. The illustrator did painting. He's a painter.
Hey, it's Monty, right?
Monty, yes.
With his wife?
Yes.
As I'm finding what I'm going to read here, I'd just like to make a comment that I heard in that last song.
Yeah.
When he was saying something about all men, and Thom said, and women.
Yeah.
I'd just like to make this comment. I really liked America better back before women's lib, when we didn't have to fight over this stuff. Man used to mean every walking two-legged thing on the planet, and people were good with it. And now we have to distinguish. And that's a step backwards, folks. That's not what I wanted to say. It's just what I was thinking as I was coming up here looking for whichever page I can find out writing.
Yeah, see?
Unfortunately, most of these, I'm looking at the book that's mostly
It's in the
written,
book.
I think.
It's in the book.
No, I'm getting this on.
He's out.
There'll be more. Okay, I'm getting closer. Maybe. Here we go. Here's something. No, that's a colonoscopy.
Yeah,
That's something I want to read.
That's right.
It was good.
I'm glad it's good for you.
Okay, here's. Oh, this must be the newest thing I've written.
Whoa,
I wonder
yeah.
if I finished it. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really good at memorization, so I got it written down. Oh no, I'm not gonna read this. It's really negative. I forgot. I want to do something that's at least positive.
Yes, please.
Try going past this one. Okay. Here's a good one.
Woo!
Okay, now you know that song?
Yep.
My favorite things.
Yes.
This is an update for Austin.
Oh, good. These are a few of my favorite things.
Mushrooms and acid, rainbows that are hippies, ecstasy and peyote both make me feel trippy. Congas a pounding and guitars that sing, these are a few of my favorite things. Electric guitars that do nothing but noodle. Felt tip marker artists, spend all days on a doodle. Fucked up canoe paddlers down on Barton Springs, these are a few of my favorite things. Eeyore's birthday parties with everyone frying. Smoking circles where no one is lying. Barn dances, potlucks where everyone brings. These are a few of my favorite things.
Yeah.
When the tap's dry and the bowl's cashed, instead of feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things. And I go back to feeling glad.
Yeah.
Curvers and burners, art car driving crazies, fire dancers, jugglers, and girls gone hoopsie daisies. Taco stand trailers and burning hot wings. These are a few of my favorite things. Ruta porch monkeys, continental club geezers, cactus cafe savers, and big time tip leavers. Late night rave music without any strings. These are a few of my favorite things. Reese's acquaintances walk up and kiss me. Manic bike riders that slow down to miss me. Going to a park for frisbee golf flings. These are a few of my favorite things. When the tap's dry and the bowl's cashed, instead of feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things. I go back to feeling glad.
Yeah, well done. Yeah.
Put down here another one.
Yeah,
I think
please.
I got
Yeah,
another one
yeah.
here. I just was going out the door. I thought, oh, I better pick up a book.
Woo!
I love. Okay, here's one, Man in the Mirror.
Nah. Can you see Man in the Mirror?
I love poet
I
filing
think I've
systems.
actually read this one in front of Thom before, so you'll have to excuse that. It's just the one I came up with.
Okay.
Okay. The old man in the mirror this morning snuck up on me without warning. I saw how long it's been since I was born and how all of my memories are worn in. Perhaps the gray hair was a warning that someday I'd be mourning.
Yep.
The loss of my youth and most of my couth, and that soon I'd need teeth made of corning. The look in his eyes seemed to say that although he had come a long way, though to walk into clover your run's far from over, it's taken more than 5 times to take it away. First you fell off a mountain and died, that froze to death in a freight train ride.
Wow.
Then you fell off a cliff into a riverbed, then a 2-ton truck smacked you straight in the head. And the 5th was a silica shot from afar, who T-boned your left side of your car. Man with a thumper, he wrapped his whole bumper around your gear shaft instead of leaving a scar. With all that's gone past, from the first to the last, the job, wife and kids, car and house, VCR, CDs, DVDs and Blu-ray, internet computers and house, it's all part of your past, and none of it'll last. The big things to not bow out a louse.
Yeah. Happy, joy. Woo!
I never hear limericks at poetry readings, so I thought I'd throw them in, just to kind of get under people's skin, you know? It's like everybody's least favorite poetry.
Now,
subjected to.
David, Lester Young, our own Benjamin Franklin.
You know the things like the man thing?
Amen.
It's like evolution. So, I preface it at the beginning, like, this is a point about men. You know, and then I did the point about men. And that was really liberating because then I did a little.
No, I just thought that up. That wasn't a poem. I was just thinking it up walking up there about what he was saying.
Yeah. No, I know, but that's what I mean. But it's true.
Yeah.
Like it's true. It's true. Yeah.
I wish I were a kid again. I wish I were a kid again to dance in the gentle rain, splashing my thoughts up with the winds, flying kites into blue skies with tails as tall as telephone poles, riding bicycles down dark trails, ripe with imagination to wander with, slaying the monsters within your dream with magical words, with magical swords of wood. I wish I were a kid again to camp with the trees, around the fires that spirits would see, in the stories that would make my heart free, to swim the oceans in a pond that the Loch Ness monster was in, to grab the tail and swirl my way like a water slide. I wish I were a kid again, that my mother would hug my blanket into my dreams of fairy tales, where the tooth fairy would give me the candy that smiles came with, and in the tender kiss on the cheek, my world was protected for that night. I wish I were a kid again, to play a ball game with my dad that would send a ball clear around the world in summer, to catch my father's love like a leather glove, and in all the pride that comes with the old man coming young again. Yes, I wish I were a kid again. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for the kid in me lives slaying his monsters and still feeling tucked in, playing the ball game called life.
Thanks, David. That's my favorite poem of yours.
So fun.
I really love that. Reminds me of a movie. I just got these two movies, and I've watched the extra features, but I haven't watched the movies yet. Well, I saw them on screen. I'm always getting movies that I've already seen.
Exactly.
This was Where the Wild Things Are.
Oh, right.
And that reminded me of that. And the other one, which I think is part of a great double feature with it, is called Beasts of the Southern Wild.
Yes, it is. It's true.
And if you don't know this movie, it's about this little community that lives on an island off New Orleans, and how they deal with the floods and everything. And they're very poor, but they're very proud. And this little girl who's the star of it, 5 years old. I mean, she is so good. And you look at the extras, and you'll see she's just as sharp as a tack. She's not just memorizing the lines. She's got that spirit. And if you ever get a chance to see it, I really recommend it. Well, we're starting our last half hour here.
Woo!
With Thom.
I know that guy.
Spirit Thom.
Here we go. Yo!
The Spirit Thom.
If you think about it all, one of the things that's pressing upon our consciousness at the moment is the weather. Is that not true?
Yes.
Some of you are very chill people, right?
Yes.
And I thought, mixing our metaphors, let's mix politics and the weather and existentialism and philosophy into this.
Existentialism? Is that philosophy?
Yeah, it is now.
Okay.
Okay, I just made it up.
I'm going, shit, I don't know what he's talking about.
Exactly, yeah. It's best not
It's
to
going to
know.
get worse now, I know.
Best, I promise I went to the poetry, but I didn't understand a word they said. Okay, you can go.
Thank you, I'm absolved.
Percentile chance. Today, 40% chance of summer thunderstorms, 2% chance of existentialism, 51% chance of basic pragmatism, 3% of you will dream of UFOs and aliens, 7% will dwell in passive cynicism, the same percentage will resort to direct activism. One tiny number among you will include Chelsea Manning, Julian Assange, more in Femin and Pussy Riot, Spark, Arc, Art, activists in Occupy, Adbusters will presage a finer future. A few of you will sing inside our Capitol building because in Madison, Wisconsin, they do not have this freedom. Jim Morrison needs to be updated. They have the guns and they have the numbers. Martin Luther King improvised much of his freedoms. New scripts call for concerned citizens. What are the chances for lobbyists, undercover agents and corporations? According to the law, they are people too. Odds on, they're wrong. Something in me loves a storm. White crack, lightning sky, rumble thundering, splots of drops on windshield, slippery road surfacing. So long as it enacts drama, dramatic yet non-threatening, I will watch the sky for signs of weather changing. Tonight we were at Freddie's place in Erie Bean. We went indoors when rain started zip, 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 drip, drip, dripping. Songs inside levitate our interior evening. Light show in heavens illuminate everything. There is a power greater than all of us. Internal storms devastate more of us. Then floods that wash away so few of us. Fear limits and diminishes us. We become less until we admit to storms inside us and let them rage until they move on. Stillness after storm, fresh. After the storm, a certain freshness. In the air, a sparkle. Defying and defining all past humidities as temporary as temperatures of centuries ad infinitum. Finally, finitum. End makes beginnings. Zen snake tail consumes itself. Black hole sun looks on from a distance, now clouded with another softer Austin. We are below boiling. Summer needs storms to cleanse skies of Houston pollution and gridlocked emotions. Yesterday, citizens asked the police commissioner to resign. Seems the heat of too many police shootings of Austin citizens must find a home. Unaccountable shooters roam, fully paid, while smoke screens and media whitewash blame the victims. Pay rises and extra police compound the felonies. Storms arise easily when no way to deal with local heat leads some of us to deny the others. I welcome transparency, clear, clean skies, light, cool tempers, and a town that will not allow the killing of its peaceful citizens.
Shoot! Did he say that? Did you say that?
In the late 70s, I had been away from Austin for a while. I lived in California and Galveston.
Yeah.
And my sister had been in theater in college, and I did other things, history and biology.
Right.
But I thought, I kind of like to maybe try acting.
Ah.
And I found out when I came back to Austin that you didn't need to have gone to
drama school
or study at a college.
No.
That you could just audition, and I started doing that.
Oh, great.
And I eventually became a member of a group called Actors Etc. And we had acting classes and workshops, and we met in this very tiny space on 29th Street that we called a storefront studio at the time. And in one Christmas season, we were about to leave there. I guess the rent was getting too high, as it always does.
Oh, yeah.
And we had one last party. And, well, my singing career has been, a roller coaster ride. And half the time, people say, "Oh, you were great. I remember when you sang that, and it was wonderful." And other people would say, "Don't do that again."
Oh, what?
So I never really knew if I was a good singer or not.
You are.
But I think I am sometimes.
Yes.
When my voice is right. And at that last party, I sang this song, which is one of those Christmas songs that people like even if they don't like Christmas songs. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. May your heart be light. From now on, our troubles will be out of sight. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. From now on, our troubles will be miles away. Here we are as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. faithful friends who are dear to us, gather near to us once more. New Year's Eve, we all will be together if the fates allow. So hang a shining star up on the highest bough and have yourself a merry little Christmas now. Through the years, we all will be together if the fates allow. Hang a shining star up on the highest bough and have yourself a merry little Christmas now. Thank you.
Yeah.
And now, the gloved hands of Scott Vanya.
Scott Vanya, glove.
Yeah, I think I've lost the ability to use the guitar, so. Boy, lots of themes all over the place. I had one that came to me earlier that hopefully will align well with some of these things.
Into the mic.
Oh, to the mic?
Yeah.
Okay, to the mic. Okay. It's hard when I only have this much space. Okay.
That's too much.
No, that's okay.
No, I got the LCs real simple. Alright.
Okay. Divide any nation. Divide any nation into parts, and you will find there are those who wave the flag for that country. You will find that there are some who are subversive about that country. Divide it further still, and you will find there are those who suffer from wealth, too much of, wealth, not enough of, or go through their day in any nation trying to keep their head aloft when they do work to which they are not well aligned. Continue to divide each nation under, and you will find that there are those who feel isolated from their wives or deeply in love, though a smaller percentage. Those who love their children always and forever, and those who do not, perhaps because they were not.
Oh, good point.
Divide it still further, and you will find that there are those who feel the world as they visualize that which is external to themselves does not want them to be there. And yet, just as well, you will find there are those who are rapturously content with the world in which they live and shed peace wherever they go. Divide it still further, and you will find there are those who do not know who and what they are, and there are those who shed what they know of themselves with anyone they meet. Divide it still further, and you will find that at the core of every citizen in every country on this planet, there's the same person doing the best they can to work their way through their day and their life as they see fit. And then that's the point. But I need you to add something as a footnote.
about the holiday season, one thing I just as a personal anecdote, something you should know, because since y'all need to know this, I have difficulties with the holiday season. And I loved the holiday season up until the early 90s. The 3 mental breakdowns I had all happened at Christmas, right around Christmas. The first one in 90, the next one in 91, the next one in 93. So I'm haunted by holiday ghosts, so to speak. Right. I institutionalized myself 3 times. Wow. So it's very similar to the ghosts I have about falling in love again from the bad divorce. It's just like not easy to do or see my way through. Right. Being able to do. So I tend to explore the holiday season as an anthropological analysis of how humans behave around rituals and distance myself from it. But I just thought you should know.
Yeah, just let us know if you're down and we'll come over and bring you some soup or something.
Yeah.
No, I just have to be very careful. I have to just mind my sensibilities.
I'd say get out more often.
Get out.
Yeah.
Make the phone calls and send out the emails I need to send.
Well, we're in the last 15 minutes
Woo,
now.
we can do it. We can do it.
So we have time for David Leslie and for Fonty one more time.
Yes.
And then Thom, as usual, will sum up everything for us beautifully, I'm sure. And then I'll say goodbye and thanks to Maria's talk.
Yeah.
David Leslie Young.
Oh, yeah. He's
I
gone.
was gonna tell Scott I'm the same way. Come the holidays,
Yeah.
you run through your moods. Shakespearean seduction. Shakespearean drama does embroil words, scoring inside lovers' thorns among twisted sagas of intertwining desire, where lust sets verse on fire, hypnotic senses and reflections, incensed by silent cadences, bearing aroused words in rhythmic poetic patterns that resonates in histrionic personal personification. Poetry's aura of forevermore, set adrift in literature's PowerPoint stage presence, in sensual vibrations of meter and rhyme, singing of oft-woven weave verses, in stanzas that beguile love's mystery, in feminine love me not, that meanders the bed-spring pleasures, a to and fro, metrical movements. Oh, the woe in a woman's moans, that weathers a man's groaning transgression, within the alabaster white ivory soft breast of Shakespearean seduction. Satirical tragedy of vices and follies in masculine feminine fantasies, that bemoans the groans in bewitching liaison of puritanical partaking. That from the beginning roots of the poetic English language, Shakespeare did stimulate the strength of romantic rhyme among enticing romance theatrics, that verse that has endured the wrath of time in the swath-bearing poetic rhyme, where love has formed literature's epic climaxes upon the lips moving sensual sway.
Sounds like a real thing.
To be or not to be a poet.
Yes.
That is the question.
Yes.
Were all the world's a poetic stage, that you are a lover of poetry, to borrow Cupid's wings, what is in a name? If thou have not loved Shakespearean verse, who taught thee how to make me love thee more, to love the mastery of literature's verse in Shakespearean seduction? Thank you.
We're about to bring up Fonty for one last time.
Oh, yes, I have a very short.
If you would help us wrap up cables and things for the people here at Maria's Taco Express, that would be great. And now, once again, Fonty.
Fonty!
All right. Since we're here to the end, I got a really short one. It's called Slob. Darling, you amaze me. Every time I come over to your house, I think about the time you spilled orange juice on the tile floor by the phone in your kitchen on New Year's Eve. It left a black sticky spot that's still there.
Yeah.
Ick.
Ah!
Thank you, Fonty. I think we can all relate to that.
Black sticky spot, yes!
To sum it all up, I'm the oral poet and Scott Bunyan.
Fantastic. I was told by a person I admire never to worry about the people who come to your show. The numbers don't count. What matters is the quality of attention, participation, and consciousness. And so, believing that person, I went to the University of Bandura, La Trobe University, and I found this Greek amphitheatre, which had perfect acoustics. So for 6 months of my life, every Sunday afternoon from 2 to 5, I would stand in the middle of the Greek amphitheatre and I would do poetry for the air. And magical things happened. A person who worked on pottery came down and gave me his pottery in exchange for the poetry. People who were picnicking in the grounds of Bandura came and sat down and just listened as I was waltzing with the air. And it reminded me of tonight in the sense that we had a conversation going about important issues. And it doesn't matter how extreme the temperatures are, what matters is how far our expedition can take us. Into worlds we've never been before. Limerick land. We've never been to Limerick land. All these poetry forms and limericks were lurking out there like green goblins and leprechauns, and we wouldn't go there. No, that's too funny for us. We want serious, portentous, self-absorbed existentialism. Multi-syllables. But when the fresh breeze comes in and recognizes it has nothing to do with the weather, it's just the weaving of invisible carpets in the air, the making of colored threads of conversation, the thoughts that spark thoughts and feelings that spark feelings, and then you realize the best poem will have to be the next poem, because the last poems never got us anywhere. They're all written and dead. The new ones are alive in your head, and they're wanting to be born. They're wanting to say, I've got a right to speak as well as you have. Write me down now. No, I'm not going to write you down. I'm going to make it up. So whatever they call poetry, it's whatever you hear. You may hear that traffic is poetry. You may hear the creak of your limbs as poetry. You may have the great black stain after parties as poetry. But the metaphor of our life is a continuing conversation. And that is what made this night something very special and unique for every singular evolved soul who came as a pilgrim to each other. Happiness.
Thank you, Thom. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, David, and thank you, Fonty. And all the other poets, the other couple of poets who were here earlier.
Oh, yeah.
And thank you, Maria's Taco Express, and Aaron, who helped us set up here. Thank you very much. My name is Louise Richardson. We'll see you next week. Good night.